In this bulletin, COVID-19 likely to become endemic in Fiji. Police in Lautoka on standby for deployment. And struggling businesses in need of urgent cash. Good morning, Fiji. The Health Ministry believes that we are heading towards COVID-19 becoming an endemic virus in Fiji, and it is here to stay, at least for the near future. Speaking during the Principal's Virtual Forum, Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Chemesa Tunrawu told Fiji educators why it's crucial for every Fijian to get the jab to be safe. This also follows in the footsteps of Australia, which recently said the virus will become part and parcel of human lives. Sainia Nimboila reports.
It is expected that it will take years to fight coronavirus because health inspectors say COVID-19 will stay longer than expected and will be treated like a common flu.
We are not going back to a COVID-free or COVID-contained state. We are going ahead to Fiji where the disease will be endemic.
Health Minister Dr. Iferemi Wangenabete says with the virus being associated with flu, it's crucial that Fijians keep up with their health, especially the vulnerable group.
In moving forward with COVID-19, that we have to have a fully vaccinated population. And that discussion of being endemic is part of what the authorities have said.
There will be a low number of diseases, of cases, maybe throughout the year, with a small numbers of hospitalization and severe disease. But what will suppress it is the level of vaccination that we will have in the community.
As of 8 a.m. yesterday, Fiji has recorded a total of 46,716 cases of COVID-19, 26,761 recoveries, and 496 deaths. Sainiani Boila, FBC News.
More villages in the Northern Division have imposed strict movement measures following the announcement of new COVID-19 cases in Lambasa last week. The measures were implemented upon the advice of the Provincial Council officers. Eleanor Turangibu has more.
At Nakama village, the elders, church and villagers unanimously agreed to close off the village to all outsiders.
Those watching the checkpoint here start at 7 a.m. and finish at 11:30 p.m. because we do not want any vehicle or buses beyond this checkpoint. They all stop here. Their temperature is taken and sanitizer is applied because we do not want this virus in our village.
At Nakorawiri, all access to the village have been closed off and no visitors allowed in for an initial 14-day period.
We have decided to inform our family and relatives in other parts of Vanua level to wait until the 14 days period is over. We will review this if the case numbers in Lambasa have dropped.
At Narambali village in Vaturova Dhakaunrobe, temporary measures have been implemented for this week and villagers will decide again on Sunday on any further measures.
We are cautious that the virus is in Lambasa and we have a funeral in the village and it could spread fast in this event. So we have put the village on lockdown. No one will be coming for the funeral. We don't want to risk it.
There are currently 5 active cases in Lambasa, 1 from Nambowalu, 3 from Namaratiri settlement, and 1 repatriation case at the Malau quarantine facility. Eleanor Turangaibu, FBC News.
The Fiji Chamber of Commerce and Employers Federation is advising its members struggling to stay afloat to utilize government's $200 million loan capital support for businesses. Chief Executive Kameli Mbatiweti says many of their members, especially in the Western Division, are barely surviving. The FCEF says they are assisting members fast-track their applications to ensure they receive immediate help.
The businesses are barely surviving and are doing a lot more to try and remain afloat while the borders remain closed. Fortunately, the recent budget that was announced by government for the period 2021 and 2022 has been favorable. For those that closed, it was an opportunity to take advantage of the incentives and initiatives that government offered and to press the restart button and get back on again.
A team of police officers in Lautoka is on standby to assist in the COVID-19 response in high-risk areas of Malolo and Yasawa. With new cases have been reported from the two island groups, the risk of community transmission remains high. Commissioner of Police Brigadier General Sitiveni Ngilio says tightening security in these areas is critical. He says police officers in the Yasawas are mobilizing whatever resources they have to ensure red zone communities are strictly monitored.
We take the lead from directives that are given by the Ministry of Health. And also the situation with our stations that are in those islands. In regards to the Asawas, we have a police post in Kese. We have a team that's currently on standby.
The Indian government is providing online courses and training for Fijian scholarship recipients unable to travel to India due to COVID-19 restrictions. Indian High Commissioner to Fiji, Palaniswamy Karasgyan, says once some normalcy is achieved, they will reopen admissions for new students. Karasgyan says they have modified some courses to meet the needs of Fijian students.
Already, I think there are n number of courses that have been modified specifically to be given on a digital platform. These are massive, open courses that are specifically tailor-made for requirements based on the needs in countries like Fiji.
Fiji Airways yesterday marked its 70th anniversary with staff who connected virtually from Fiji and global offices. The staff reminisced the airline's 70-year history and rally around their commitment to ensure its survival post-pandemic. Fiji Airways' first flight took off on September 1st in 1951, and the national carrier has grown into an international airline with an extended network to 108 destinations globally. Chair Rajesh Punja says the airline has consistently broken new ground, creating a bridge for Fiji to the world and the world to Fiji. Punja adds COVID has grounded commercial flying temporarily, but cannot wipe the airline's 70-year history. Addressing staff from their Nandi head office, Chief Executive Henry Villion says their grit and determination to survive and thrive is the foundation on which the airline will return to the skies post-pandemic. Villion says the world has changed and there will be a new normal for travel when most countries reopen their borders. And to our latest COVID-19 update for today, Fiji recorded 290 new COVID-19 infections for the period ending at 8 a.m. yesterday. 128 cases are from the west, 137 from the central division, and 25 from the east. 8 people have died from COVID-19 from August 27th to the 1st of this month. Fiji has recorded 46,936 cases since April this year. There are now 17,124 active cases, with 29,067 recoveries in total. The COVID-19 death toll now stands at 504. The vaccination campaign also continues around the country. In the latest update, 560,336 or 95.9% of the population have received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. 275,072 or 47.6% of eligible Fijians are now fully vaccinated. The 5 most vaccinated areas include Ba, Rewa, Nandrongai, and Naitasiri, which are now 100% first jabbed. Next is Nandi. Up ahead, Squash Fiji reviews calendar, and women dominate Fiji chess. Stay with us. Welcome back. It will be a short turnaround period for Squash Fiji if sports are given the green light to commence by October. Interim President Michael Rava says they will have to juggle around with the competition calendar and see which events can go ahead. He says the plan is to either continue with the competitions abandoned or start with the tournament schedule for the next 3 months.
We either bring those events that were supposed to be held earlier, bring them forward if the tournament organizers are keen. But if not, then we will at least try and complete whatever events that have been scheduled based on the calendar. If we're looking at an October opening, we probably would start maybe or at least at the very earliest have our first tournament within the opening month, and then see how we go from there to finish off the year.
The contribution of female chess players in the sport has been bearing fruits. Senior player Tayone Sikiwo says over the past few months, Fiji has become more competitive thanks to the female players who have been holding the fort. Sikiwo says they are trying to qualify for Division 3 after a successful virtual outing.
We are really fortunate that our ladies were able to contribute a lot of points for Team Fiji and kind of carry Team Fiji, and that was more the dominant team this year. And things we're looking forward to next year. So this year we saw that we have potential to qualify for Division 3.
Cristiano Ronaldo says he is back where he belongs at Manchester United. Fine apart from afternoon or evening showers, moderate southeast winds. A weak trough of low pressure with associated cloud and showers affect the eastern and northern parts of the country. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.